Ladies and gentlemen, in the liberation of the homeland amidst the trial and difficulties from the ruin, the party committee, the authority, and the people of Tay Ninh province united to heal the wounds of war, restore economic development, together with the people of the country to enter the period of national construction and defense in the new situation. Nearly half a century passed, the journey to overcome difficulties of Tay Ninh Party Committee, Amy, and people had many impressive results in all fields. The economic has progressed, the economic structure has shifted in the right direction, and the infrastructure has been paid attention to investment. Social culture has many bright spots. Social security work has been guaranteed.
The first years after the South was completely liberated was an extremely arduous period for Tay Ninh. For Tay Ninh people, the joy of the day of peace had been still in their heart, but it was not completed. Then the gunfire of war exploded in the southwest border. For nearly 5 years, Tay Ninh people were not enjoying the complete peace. The party committee, army, and people of Tay Ninh devoted themselves to production and fought to protect the southwest border, while save the people facing hunger situation, etc. Tân Biên district is a locality that almost suffered a lot of loss in the southwest border war. The proposed regime was under control, then started rebuilding the district, the productive forces to do the economy. At that time, this district had nothing and was self-reliant to be better. Until the 1980s, it stabilized. When it was stable, we started rebuilding schools, hospitals, armed forces, rebuilding health facilities to create conditions for people to stabilize their economy and ensure their health. It was a period when Tay Ninh people had to be self-reliant, but to overcome the wounds of war and to produce agriculture in the context of difficulties and deprivation of on case. In general, the construction of political forces in that period, from building internal unity and consensus, the government apparatus as well as mass organizations and agencies of the party was very good, and the district also completed the task set out by the party and state. For example, with a large production of cassava, it could not be sliced and then dried, so we had to be processed by cottage industry, using mechanized machines to produce wheat stock to supply the whole country. The area of sugarcane was also large, while there was no state or factory. We had to mobilize everybody, mainly relying on the masses of people, based on their skill and capital to develop. From a few factories, then dozens of sugar canes were established in all communes to serve the needs of sugarcane processing for farmers. Just not long after, from a poor district where agricultural production was the key, it has now from processing cottage industry. With the determination of Tân Biên Party Committee, Tay Ninh Party Committee created favorable conditions, supported capital and sales to help people produce. In this region, the cassava used to be the first place, then sweet potato, and finally rice, because it was difficult to grow. But today is different. Agricultural production produced with a large scale, and farmers now have farms, therefore they have a better life. The first bookmark in the journey of building Tay Ninh was a series of sugarcane, cassava, rubber, fruit juice processing factories with modern production lines that solve the contradiction between cultivation and consumption of agricultural products. Then a dairy farm of Vinamilk in Bến Cầu district with more than 8,000 cows. Many large-scale husbandry farms were established. The proportion of husbandries in the value of agricultural production increased. Until today, Tay Ninh has not only escaped from the position of pure farming, but is also shaping a high-tech agricultural production. Besides Yêu Tiếng Lake project, a pipe channel project to cross from Cỏ Đông River is under construction, entering the finishing stage, which will bring water from Phước Hòa Lake to irrigate 17,000 hectares of agricultural land in Bến Cầu and Châu Thành districts, which will increase soil rotation, crop yield. Currently, the rate of mechanization in the field has increased rapidly. Goods are not only widely consumed domestically, but also exported to the world. Fast-growing economic sectors have contributed to promoting economic growth. According to the results of the 2021 economic census, the number of individual economic establishments in the province mainly focus on the trade and service industries, accounting for nearly 82% of the total number of non-agricultural, forestry and fishery individual establishments, with nearly 72,000 ones, an increase of 2.2% compared to 2017, contributing 1.8% of the overall growth rate of the entire individual establishments in the province. There have been nearly 11,000 establishments in industry and construction, contributing up to 2.5% to the overall growth rate of all individual establishments in the province. There have been 2,820 facilities in the transport and warehousing industries, accounting for 3.7% of the total number of individual establishments, equaling over 90% compared to 2017. In 2021, the total economic product increased by 1.5% over the same period. The average GDP per capita was $3,275. Industrial production index increased by 2.6%. Total state budget revenue in the area reached more than 10,000 billion Vietnam dong, reaching over 95% of the estimate. Foreign investment attraction increased by 4.7%. Export turnover reached $5.5 billion, up 12.2% over the same period. Total development investment accounted for 36.4% of GDP. Capital mobilizations of credit institutions increased by 12%. The people have been excited when the economy relatively developed. Meanwhile, the social security have been ensured. The rural appearance had new trenches with the developed urban area. 47 years of liberation, the Tay and party is very concerned about people's life. Goyo developed very strongly. Roads have been completely built. Even in rural areas, roads have been also concreted with cement. Generally, I see the local economic situation, the infrastructure is spacious, clean and beautiful. People's living conditions are also developed. Shopping is also convenient. Roads are easy to travel. More than 10 years after the liberation, the center of the province was still a small town. The trade and service industry was almost undeveloped. Only a general department store located on the central road was enough to make the people happy. Today, that joy is multiple many times when the speed of urbanization is quite fast. Tay Ninh has one city, 2 towns and 6 districts. The streets and districts are half spacious markets, commercial centers, supermarkets, and service systems. More than 5,000 businesses in many fields are able to meet the shopping needs of everyone. Infrastructure led by transportation is invested more and more by the province. The invested urban infrastructure was have contributed to the expansion of urban space, socio-economic development, opening up opportunities to attract strategic investors in various fields. Up to this moment, it must be affirmed that the town has made many renovation steps. The spiritual and material life of the people of the town has made great progress. Infrastructure is also invested a lot, creating a step as a basis for the new town to achieve a civilized city. Secondly, wrote the Tay Party Congress, the district also agreed with the town to direct the town to convert on agricultural land here. The total natural land area of the town is more than 6,000 hectares, of which agricultural land is 300 hectares. In the coming time, on agricultural land will be converted into commercial residential land. Many facilities to make the face of the town gradually more spacious, cleaner, and more beautiful, working up the center of the district. Inheriting and promoting the achievements, Tay Ninh always focuses on performing well the administrative reform, improving capacity and professional qualifications for the contingent of civil servants, application of information technology in state management in order to promote operational efficiency and serve the people. The task of building a strong and clean grassroots party organization and government associated with studying and following Ho Chi Minh's model example has been widely deployed and spread, becoming an ebullient emulation movement, making a profound change in awareness and action among all cadres, party members, and public employees. A series of movements of associations, unions, armed forces, workers, farmers, officials, civil servants, union members, students have made a broad impression in each period. Since then, there have been many good and advanced examples in all fields. Having won independence and freedom so that people today can be happy and prosperous, and the country is rich and prosperous like today, it will not forget the gratitude of sacrificed heroes and martyrs. I hope that future generations will forever remember the revolutionary history of our ancestors who sacrificed for the independence and peace of the fatherland. Continuing the career of building the homeland in the next journey, Tay Ninh has set key tasks for each field. We still continue to make the breakthroughs that we set out, in which we implement specifically each issue in detail and create more specific and clear conditions, especially paying attention to the state of investment promotion, calling for investment, promoting the image of Tay Ninh. The projects connecting Tay Ninh with Ho Chi Minh City Mumbai Expressway, we aim to put into use by the end of 2025, as well as study the feasibility of the expressway from Hua Yau to Ho Chi Minh City in order to start early, choose investors in 2025. These are two very important road projects with high connectivity, connecting between Tay Ninh and Ho Chi Minh City, provinces in the southern key economic region, and especially transporting industrial and exported goods. At the same time, some of our projects strengthen the connection between Tay Ninh and Bình Dương, and especially we take advantage of inland waterway transport on both sides of Saigon River, calling for investment in port projects, logistics centers, inland container depot system, including inland container depot connecting transport modes on river, as well as inland container depot system of the border gate area. Today's achievements are the result of generations of Tay Ninh people who have experienced many hardships in the resistant war against foreign invaders, ups and downs in the construction of homeland after years of fierce war. Then on those years past, every drop of the elder blood penetrated to make the land bloom independently and freely. Every drop of sweat, now greening the fields, dropping with the sound of machines ringing in industrial parks and factories, is strengthening the appearance of its countryside in Tay Ninh. Tay Ninh is increasingly asserting its position in the southern key economic region, not only today but also in the future. Tay Ninh still steadfastly continues the tradition of the elders so that the revolutionary baseline will be the heroic Tay Ninh forever.
And now the program comes to an end. Thank you for your attention and goodbye for now.